Eli Marrow was sitting on the edge of his bed, trying to remember why he had woken up. The room was quiet, too quiet. No hum from the city outside, no ticking from the cheap wall clock. He had forgotten to replace the battery in weeks ago. Even the air felt different, thick and heavy, as if the room was holding its breath. He rubbed his eyes and stood up. That was when the space near his desk folded inward. At first, Eli thought he was dizzy. The light bent strangely like heat above a road, except there was no heat. The air twisted into a narrow shape, tall and narrow, as if someone invisible were stepping through an unseen door. Then she appeared. She did not crash into the room. She did not stumble. She simply was, standing on the carpet beside his desk, tall enough that her head nearly brushed the ceiling. Eli froze. She was not human. That much was clear instantly. Her skin had a soft glow to it, like moonlight reflected off calm water. Patterns moved slowly across her arms and neck, fading and brightening in gentle waves. Her eyes were large, dark, and filled with colors Eli had no names for. She looked around the room, taking everything in with careful attention: the unmade bed, the stacked books, the half-empty mug on the desk. Then her eyes settled on him. Relief crossed her face. "I am early," she said. Her voice was smooth, calm, and slightly musical, but it carried strain, as if speaking itself took effort. Eli's mouth opened, but no sound came out. She took a small step toward him, stopping when she noticed his stiff posture. "I will not harm you," she said quickly. "I chose this location because it was private. I needed somewhere quiet." Eli finally managed to breathe. You're in my room," he said. "Yes," she replied. "I know." That answer somehow made things worse. He backed up until the bed pressed against his legs. His heart was pounding, but strangely, fear did not take over. Instead, his mind raced, searching for explanations. Hallucination, dream, stress. But dreams did not make the air feel heavy like this. "What are you?" he asked. She tilted her head slightly, studying him. "I am Sale," she said, "and right now I need you close." That sentence landed harder than anything else she had said. Eli blinked. "I'm sorry, what?" Sale took a slow breath. The glowing patterns on her skin brightened, then dimmed again. "I am undergoing my season," she explained. "It began sooner than expected. I miscalculated." Eli stared at her. "Season?" "Yes, a biological phase, temporary, necessary." She hesitated, then added, "unstable." The room felt even quieter. Eli looked around, half expecting alarms or flashing lights. His apartment was filled with monitoring devices, simple sensors connected to his research work. They were all dark. "My equipment," he said. "It should be reacting." "It cannot," Sale said gently. "I disabled it when I arrived. I did not want attention." That should have scared him. Instead, it made him oddly calm. "Why me?" Eli asked. Sale's eyes softened. "Because your mind is rare," she said, "and because your presence helps." Eli let out a short, nervous laugh. "You don't even know me." "I know enough," she replied. "Your neural patterns show emotional stability. You experience curiosity without aggression, empathy without submission." He had no idea what that meant. "You've been studying humans," he said. "Yes," Sale admitted. "For a long time." She moved again, slowly, carefully, until she sat on the edge of the chair near his desk. Her movements were controlled, as if she was holding herself together through effort alone. Eli noticed then that her hands were trembling slightly. "You don't look okay," he said. She looked surprised. "I am managing," she replied, "but it would be easier if you were closer." That word again. Eli hesitated. Every instinct told him this situation was impossible, unsafe, unreal. But another part of him, a quiet, steady part, noticed something else. She was asking, not demanding. "How close?" he asked. "Within 2 meters," Sale said. "That should be sufficient." He took a cautious step forward. Nothing happened, no flash of light, no strange pain. Just a subtle shift, like the air relaxing. Sale's shoulders lowered slightly. "Thank you," she said. Eli exhaled. Okay, so you're an alien, you're having a biological issue, and somehow I help just by standing here. Yes, that's a lot. I know, she said. They stood in silence for a moment. Why Earth? Eli asked. Because humans are underestimated, Sale replied, and because your species does not yet know what it is capable of. That caught his attention. Capable of what? Sale looked at him, truly looked at him, as if deciding how much truth he could handle. Adaptation, she said. Connection. Endurance. The patterns on her skin pulsed softly, slower now. My people observe many species, she continued. Most require isolation during their seasons, strict controls, artificial support. And you do? Eli asked. We believed we did, Sale said, until we discovered humans. Eli frowned. Discovered how? Sale gestured vaguely between them. You remain present in uncertainty. You do not panic when understanding fails. That is uncommon. Eli thought about his life, the long nights of research that led nowhere, the unanswered questions, the constant feeling that the universe was bigger than anything he could measure. I guess we're used to not knowing, he said. Yes, Sale replied, and that is why I am here. A soft vibration passed through the room. Eli felt it more than heard it. Sale's breathing grew uneven. My season is intensifying, she said quietly, earlier than expected. Is that bad? Eli asked. It is inconvenient, she replied, and embarrassing. That almost made him smile. What happens if it gets worse? He asked. I become less myself, Sale said, emotionally unstable, overwhelmed by sensory input. Eli looked at the chair, then at the bed. You can sit, he said, or whatever helps. Sale studied the bed with curiosity. This is where you rest, she said. Yeah. She nodded slowly and moved closer, sitting on the edge opposite him. The distance between them was small now, but not uncomfortable, almost natural. The room seemed warmer. Eli noticed that the strange heaviness in the air had faded. How long will you be here? He asked. Until the season passes, Sale said, or until my people locate me. And if they do, they will be concerned, she admitted. They prefer distance, observation without involvement. Eli raised an eyebrow. Sounds lonely. Sale looked at him sharply. Yes, she said. They sat in silence again, but this time it felt different, shared. Outside, the city sounds slowly returned, faint at first, then normal. Eli leaned back against the wall. So, he said, you broke into my room from another world because my brain makes you feel better. Sale considered that. Yes, she said. That is an accurate summary. He laughed softly. I guess I can help, he said, as long as you don't need anything dangerous. I do not, she assured him. Only proximity, conversation if you are willing. I am, Eli said. Sale's glow softened further. Thank you, she said again. Eli Marrow. He blinked. You knew my name. I researched carefully, she replied. You were not chosen at random. That realization settled slowly in his mind. This was not an accident. And whatever this season was, it was only the beginning. Morning came slowly, as if the sun itself was unsure whether it should rise on a day like this. Eli woke on the floor beside his bed, his back stiff and his neck sore. For a moment, he forgot everything. Then he saw the faint glow near the window. Sale was standing there watching the sky. The patterns on her skin were brighter than before, moving faster now, like waves pushed by a strong tide. You didn't sleep, Eli said. I do not require it during my season, she replied. But you do. I did not want to disturb you. Eli sat up and rubbed his face. You could have used the chair. I preferred to remain close, she said, that word again, close. He stood and stretched, then noticed something strange. The air around Sale felt warm, not in a physical way, but emotionally, like standing near someone who made you feel calm without saying anything. You look different, Eli said. Yes, Sale replied. The season is progressing. Is that good? It is intense, she said carefully. She turned toward him, and for the first time Eli saw uncertainty in her eyes. My people underestimated the effect of human presence, she continued. We believed it would only stabilize the season. Instead, it is changing it." Eli frowned. "Changing how?" Sale hesitated. "I am experiencing something new." "What kind of something?" She struggled for the right words. "Attachment," she said finally. "Awareness, emotional feedback." Eli swallowed. "That sounds big." "It is," she said. He walked to the kitchen and started the coffee machine out of habit. "So what happens if this season ends while you're still here?" Sale followed him, careful not to touch anything unnecessarily. "Then my people will know," she said. "They are already watching this region more closely." Eli froze. "Watching?" "Yes, quietly. They will not intervene unless necessary." "That's not comforting," Eli said. "It is not meant to be," Sale replied. They sat at the small table, Eli with his coffee, Sale simply observing the steam rising from the cup. "Why didn't they just tell humans?" Eli asked. "About all this?" "Because humans are unpredictable," Sale said. "And because the council believed emotional endurance could become influence." Eli laughed softly. "We can barely agree on pizza toppings." Sale tilted her head. "Yet you remain present when faced with the unknown. That is influence." As the day passed, strange things began to happen. Eli noticed that his phone battery did not drain. The lights never flickered. When he felt anxious, the glow on Sale's skin shifted, calming both of them. "You're reacting to me," Eli realized. "Yes," she said. "And you are reacting to me. We are synchronizing." That idea made his chest feel tight. In the afternoon, Sale suddenly stiffened. "They are scanning," she said. "Who?" Eli asked. "My people." The room felt heavier again, like before her arrival. "Can they see me?" Eli asked. "Not clearly," Sale said, "but they know I am not alone." Eli paced. "Is that bad?" "They will ask questions," she replied. "Questions I cannot answer without changing everything." Eli stopped. "Changing what?" Sale looked at him, her glow flickering wildly. "The status of humanity," she said. Eli felt his stomach drop. "You're telling me this, whatever is happening between us, it affects everyone." "Yes," Sale said. "My season is not just biological anymore. It is social, cultural, political." "That's insane," Eli said. "It is unprecedented," she agreed. That night Sale struggled. Her breathing became uneven, her glow too bright, the patterns on her skin moving too fast to follow. Eli sat beside her on the bed, unsure what to do. "You need space?" he asked. "No," she said quickly. "Please." Stay, so he did. He talked about his childhood, his failed experiments, the feeling of always being on the edge of something important but never reaching it. As he spoke, Sale calmed. "I feel anchored," she said softly. "When you speak." Eli smiled faintly. "Guess I'm good for something." "You are good for many things," she replied. That night her people contacted her, not with voices but with pressure, with presence. Sale straightened, eyes distant. "They are asking why I did not isolate," she said. "What will you tell them?" Eli asked. "The truth," she replied. "That isolation is not always strength." The pressure increased, then faded. "They are afraid," Sale said. "Of what?" "Of a species that can stabilize others without control," she said. "Of humans." Eli leaned back against the wall. "We don't even know we're doing it," he said. "That is what makes it powerful," Sale replied. By the third day, Sale's season reached its peak. She could barely stand without Eli nearby. Her glow dimmed when he moved away, brightened when he returned. "This isn't fair to you," Eli said. "It is not harm," Sale replied. "It is connection." "And after?" he asked. Sale was silent for a long time. "After," she said, "nothing will be the same." Outside, unseen eyes watched Earth with new caution. Not as a threat, but as a turning point. And at the center of it all was one human, sitting quietly beside someone from another world, simply staying close when it mattered most. The air felt different on the fourth day. Eli noticed it the moment he woke up. It was lighter, as if the room had finally released a long-held breath. The glow near the window was still there, but softer now, steadier. Sale was sitting on the floor, her back against the bed, eyes closed. The patterns on her skin moved slowly, no longer rushing or flickering. For the first time since she had arrived, she looked peaceful. Eli stayed quiet. He did not want to disturb whatever balance had finally settled. After a few minutes, Sale opened her eyes. "It is ending," she said. Eli's chest tightened. "Your season?" "Yes," he nodded, unsure what to say. He had expected relief, maybe celebration. Instead, the word ending carried weight. "How do you feel?" he asked. Sale considered the question carefully. "Complete," she said. "And changed." She stood slowly, testing her balance. This time she did not reach for him, and he noticed the difference immediately. The invisible pull between them had softened, though it had not disappeared. "You don't need me as much," Eli said. "I do not need you to survive," Sale replied gently. "That is not the same as not needing you." They shared a quiet moment, both aware that something important was closing. Outside, the sky darkened even though it was still early. Clouds moved in strange, smooth patterns, too even to be natural. Sale looked up sharply. "They are here," she said. Eli's heart began to race. "Your people?" "Yes." The pressure returned, heavier than before. Eli felt it press against his thoughts, not painful but overwhelming, like standing in deep water. Sale straightened, her posture calm but firm. "They are not entering," she said. "They are observing." "Observing me?" Eli asked. "Observing us," she corrected. The air shimmered, and though nothing appeared, Eli felt watched in a way he never had before. Not judged, measured. Sale spoke, not aloud but with focus and intent. "I completed my season," she said, "with human presence." The pressure shifted, tightened. "They question my methods," Sale continued. "They question my judgment." Eli swallowed. "Are you in trouble?" Sale looked at him, and for the first time she smiled fully. "No," she said. "They are." The pressure surged, then paused. "They are seeing the data," Sale explained. "Not just from me, from others like me who quietly adjusted their models. Humans stabilize us, not through command, not through biology alone, through shared presence." Eli shook his head slowly. "We didn't mean to." "That is the point," Sale said. The pressure lifted slightly, replaced by something else. Curiosity, concern. "The council is afraid," Sale said. "They built their society on distance, on control, on the belief that closeness weakens objectivity." "And now?" Eli asked. "And now they see that closeness can strengthen survival." A presence pushed forward, stronger than the rest. Sale stiffened. "They are asking about you," she said quietly. Eli laughed nervously. "Figures. They want to know if you are unique." "Well," Eli asked, "am I?" Sale's eyes softened. "No," she said. "You are common." The pressure reacted sharply. "Humans like you exist in great numbers," Sale continued. "You are teachers, caregivers, thinkers, listeners. You remain when others retreat." Eli felt something warm spread through his chest. "They are recalculating," Sale said. "Their models cannot account for a species whose strength is emotional endurance." Outside, the clouds began to thin. "They want to classify humanity," Sale said. "That sounds official," Eli said. "It is," she replied. The pressure shifted again, then settled. "Humanity is being reclassified," Sale said. "Not as a threat, not as a resource." Eli held his breath. "As a stabilizing species," Sale finished. "A presence-based civilization, one that alters outcomes simply by being there." Eli sat down hard on the bed. "All because you showed up in my room," he said. Sale shook her head. "Because you stayed." The pressure began to fade. One by one, the unseen watchers withdrew. "They are leaving," Sale said. Silence returned to the room, real silence this time. Eli looked around. Everything was the same, the books, the desk, the half-empty mug, and yet everything felt different. "So, what happens now?" he asked. Sale was quiet for a long moment. "I must return," she said. "My people will need guidance. There will be debate." "Resistance?" "About humans?" Eli asked. "About connection," she replied. Eli nodded slowly. "Figures." Sale stepped closer to him, closer than she had since the season ended, not because she needed to, but because she chose to. You gave my people something they did not know they lacked, she said. A way to endure change without fear. He smiled faintly. We're still figuring that out ourselves. She reached out, hesitated, then placed her hand over his chest. It was warm. Your species will be invited, she said. Not conquered, not studied from afar, invited. That's big, Eli said. It is only the beginning, Sale replied. The air folded inward again, familiar now. I will return, she said. Not during a season, not out of need. Out of what? Eli asked. Choice, she said. The light bent and she was gone. Eli stood alone in his room. The city sounds outside were normal, traffic, voices, life going on. He sat down, suddenly exhausted. Somewhere far beyond Earth, civilizations were adjusting their understanding of humanity. And Eli Marrow went to work the next day, carrying a quiet truth no one else yet knew. That sometimes the greatest strength was simply staying close when the universe needed it. And humanity was very, very good at that.